Okay. So it is being recorded now.
Okay.
Okay. Well, me and Mariella last time agreed that we will use OneNote with our students. She sent me a list of her students' emails and the choice of their hello, the choice of the goals. Uh, Also, a list with the students according to the goals. But we are not obliged to write a story for all the goals. We will see how students, most of the students, which are the goals that were chosen by most of the students mainly, and use the story, write stories about those goals. So what do you think?
Okay. So I think I have the students' emails. I'm going to copy paste them.
Exactly. So that's the purpose, and it makes it difficult for them to imagine a story, something that they can implement actually. Okay. Also, um, working with OneNote, I actually started a OneNote document and shared it with you, but I had some messages from other partners saying that they are not familiar with that tool. And since we don't have a lot of time to write the stories, and it would take some time to so that students and teachers get to know the tool and their students get to know the tool, familiar with that tool, so it will waste some time. So what I suggest is that uh, maybe we can use Mad Max directly because we are going. It allows also collaborative story writing. So I don't know if you agree with me or you have other suggestions. Since the students are going to write ebooks
Okay,
at
Mariela.
the end,
I think Haifa, I think we need to agree on the goals. We cannot start writing a story without agreeing on the so I think this step is important. I know it's time consuming, I know.
yes, that's what
Let's look
we
for
are
other
here.
ways to
Yes, I started
perhaps
by
we have to
the
look for
issues that are. Sorry, there is a sound delay. So I was saying that we are here today to talk about some issues which we can apply on field just to start writing the story. So if there are suggestions or ideas on how we can put our students together to work on the stories, you are welcome. So that's what I want actually to hear from you.
Okay, Mariela, what is your suggestion?
Mariella's mic is not functioning, so she's writing. Najwa, that's what she
Okay.
wrote.
Yes.
Ah, okay, okay,
Which
okay.
one is more
I don't know
practical?
the tool really. I found on.
Which one is more
Yes, they
practical?
can try. They can write. Ah, they can't write as a group.
Oh,
Hmm. I Well, there is an editor and a contributor link. I think I saw. I will share a screenshot maybe.
now, Haifa, before writing the story, they have to agree on the
Yes.
topic first. So how can they agree on the topic? without using OneNote.
Yes.
Is there any other way?
Yes. Yes, that's we said last time that the brainstorming of the story is going to be a mind map on Kaggle, collaborative mind map.
I wonder if I have the link. I think I do have the link.
So, Mariella, you said they can write stories as groups, but groups from the same class, not as international groups. Using Mad Max, you mean? Uh-huh. Well, okay, no problem. We can use Google Drive. They are already familiar with it. So there is no problem. So if it will make it easy and we don't waste time, so I'm for it. I do not really see any objection. So what about you, Najwa?
You mean do a Google
Using
Google Docs?
Google Docs?
Yes.
Yes. Google Docs and then copying the stories on Mad Max later.
Ah, okay.
Students
Okay,
stories on Mad Max later.
I go for it then.
All right. Good. So that's one point that we agreed on. And Najwa asked the question of how would the students agree on a story to write, and how will they proceed to write their stories? Are they going, for example, someone is going to start and the other one is going to add something, or how is the procedure? If you have any suggestions. So, for example, this morning my students worked on Kaggle, and this afternoon also they worked on Kaggle. They created a skeleton for their stories, for the collaborative stories, but it is just a draft. So it is open to other suggestions from other students. I asked them that they will send invitations to other students that are working on the same goal, and then the other students can suggest um, further information or further changes. Okay. Yes, they can add students. Okay, good. So you sent me the list of emails. So I'm going to send. They invited me. There is also another point, which is I cannot supervise all the groups. So I need some help from you. So we will divide the work, if you don't mind. So we will agree on how many groups there are, and we will share some groups together so that we supervise them, we help them edit, etc., and guide them. If there is any problem, I'm here also. I can help. Victoria told me she's going also to work. Unfortunately, Maria cannot finish with us. She had a serious surgery, and she's for a month leave now, and I don't think that she's gonna catch up with the project. So Portugal is no longer with us. So we are there are Armenian students, Tunisian students, Turkish students. I also had a message today from Sede saying that Victoria will join her to Turkey, and together they will contact us or make a live event with us from Turkey. And she told me that her students are already doing something on the story. So we will see how we can make their activities collaborative, how our students could contribute to the thing that her students already have already done. So this is the thing. Unfortunately, also this year, applying for quality labels in Tunisia is earlier than usual. So it will be towards mid-May and May. So probably we will have to do things faster as or we cannot apply for the quality label this year. So that's why I needed to talk to you so that I reinforce the collaboration and make sure that we know how to work at least so that we do not waste time. So if you have other questions probably or inquiries related to the work process. By the way, I shared the other day in the Grandma Story group a post about Samar Mzghani. Samar Samir Mzghani. She is a Tunisian UN representative of the SDGs. She is a writer and she wrote many books, and she is the youngest writer. She is in the Guinness Book for the youngest writer as the youngest writer. And I contacted her to see what she can do with us in the project. I sent her an invitation to our space. All right, good. Okay, I think that we are also we have also the same trouble here. Soon the exams will start, and also we need to finish before by the end of April.
Yeah, preferably. Let's finish.
Huh?
Yes, in a month's time, in a month, or maybe in 40 days' time.
Okay,
Let's
so
finish by the first week of May at least.
let's say by the end of April, better, because we will agree on a schedule or a schedule. First week, next week, let's say, is for brainstorming the stories. The week after is for writing, first draft. Third week is for revising that draft, and the last week is for sharing the story on Mad Max and having some presentations, etc. together. So what do you think? And if students
So
could
what is the
do
length of this time?
if students could do faster, so far the better.
So we have to know the number of stories first, how many groups, how many teams, so
Yeah.
that we can supervise them, so that we can know who will supervise whom.
Okay, I will share with you a document, a spreadsheet that I've shared on the Twin Space. It has the name of the students who are participating on the story. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mariella. Take care. So, Najwa, I said that I shared a spreadsheet in on the Twin Space that I will share with you here so that everybody else can see it. Let me share my screen. Do you see it, Najwa?
Yes, I can see. I have seen one of my students' names here with their email. You already have the emails of the students.
They have probably added their emails and added themselves. I don't remember that I've added your students. I only added Mariella's students. Who is the student? Who is that student?
I saw Maryam, I think, or Shams. Wait,
Which girl?
no, I don't think they have added them. No, they haven't added their names. I have to share this link with them. Can you?
Yes, I will paste
the
it.
link.
Yes, I will paste it in the discussion.
Okay.
So there it is. Okay, so students can add the needed information and join one group. The required information is the school, the country, the student's email. I will also add another column to the Kaggle, and also add another column for the Google document that the students will be working on. Okay, and we will see how many students, which goals are going to be chosen by our students, so that we know. For the time being, most students have chosen no poverty, zero hunger, quality education, climate action, clean energy, and goal 16, strong institution, and water, clean water and sanitation, something like that. So these are the goals that my students chose.
So students can choose more than one goal, right?
When they write their story, they will probably tackle more than one goal. But let's choose one goal and make it the main focus. But they will also, if they are going to write, for example, about, I don't know, environment, for example, it will also affect health, etc. Well, health and well-being. There is a goal that is concerned about health and well-being. So the goals are interconnected. But let's choose a goal and make it the main theme of the story. So just to make sure, students might choose the goal and choose a problem from their community, or a problem that the world is suffering from, and then probably find a solution to that goal in their story. They choose characters, antagonist and protagonist, and the mission of the characters. What is the mission, so that they make their story or their idea understood by other members, team members. Also characters, relationships, events, probably they could add. This is for the brainstorming in the Google mind map. I probably can share with you one mind map. I think my students sent me one this morning. No.
Are they supposed to work on the same mind map?
Well, those who are working on the same goal and are in the same team are supposed to work on the same mind map. Okay, so if, for example,
and when are we going to divide them? When are we going to divide them here?
In this spreadsheet that I sent, Mariella sent me in the last meeting. She sent me her students' email with the goals they had chosen. Okay.
Okay.
So with the mail, the mail list, I will send invitation. Well, my students are going to send invitations to the students who chose that goal. Okay. Also, Lucina from Armenia also sent me a list of her students with the goals they chose. Or I think also she even wrote something on the Google spreadsheet, but not the one I've shared with you. The first Google spreadsheet. The document contains two sheets, sheet 1 and sheet 2, that is International Collaborative Writing Activity, and she shared the name of her students in the first one, which is sheet 1, so I have to copy and paste it in the second sheet. Yes, Najwa?
Can I add my students' names and emails, etc., or
yeah,
do I have to send them to you? Can they add their names and their...
If they can, okay, it's okay. Yes, it's better. It makes your work lighter. It is better for you if they do it themselves. If they have, but if they are going to waste time for that activity, please, I prefer that you do it and they just go and start.
Yes, I will ask. Okay, I'm waiting for them. They haven't answered my email. I'm just waiting. I'm still waiting. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. But even if they do not participate in the brainstorming activity, they can start or participate in the writing activity directly. Okay, so it's not. The essential thing or the main important thing is that they contribute to the writing of the story. At least for one school, one student from one school could contribute. And also there is another thing. I hope for that we can make our students meet by next week. So let's see if you can do that. We can plan that further on the twin space to agree more on when we could arrange for that meeting.
Okay, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably Wednesday or preferably Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes, because on Friday they have an exam.
Okay, I will talk to my students.
Okay.
One student has already seen the message, but she hasn't answered. I'm still waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Anyway, as you said. So this morning, the students had some ideas about the stories, and they were asking how could they, how could other students write with them the story that they wanted to convey, the ideas they wanted to convey. So I asked them to write the mission of the hero and let uh, the event progress or develop according to the mission they want. So the hero has a mission, and that to change the reality, the problem that is spotted, and they will write the mission so that the other students understand how they want the story to be, and they start writing accordingly. And if the students are for starting their own Kaggle or have other ideas, there is a chat place in the Kaggle document where students can chat, so they may leave their suggestions in that space. So, and if we are one of the students who are supervising that group, we should also make sure that we are up to date with their chats, with their modifications, guide them probably in the chat or even in the Google. You know also how Google Docs work. So we have not
okay,
been joined
Haifa,
by others.
sorry to
Mm-hmm.
interrupt you. My student has already added her name to goal 5, gender equality.
Great. That's fine.
Great.
Okay.
Well, as for Kaggle, personally, I'm not familiar with Kaggle, but I'm going to share. I don't think I think it's user friendly, so I'm going to share it with my students and ask them to work on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Can you send me the link, or are we supposed to create our own?
Absolutely. Yes. Well, the link to Kaggle, we can have a try now. I'll send you an invitation to edit a Kaggle.
Okay.
We are in the document, in the Kaggle. We can create a new diagram or mind map. So,
Just a minute.
do you see
Yeah,
my
sorry,
screen?
just a minute.
Yes.
Okay, Hayfa. Sorry.
No problem. Good. So, I said, do you see the screen first? Do you see my screen?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. So, you see that plus button here?
Yes.
Invite people to join this Google. So, there, the students, it's from there that the students can invite. Najwa, I will see your email, Najwa.
Najwa dot. Yes, that's it.
Deny.
dny@gmail.com.
Okay.
dny. Okay.
Dot. So you will probably receive my email or notification. You open it and you find yourself here. I will ask Google.
Okay, I got it.
Great. So see if you can modify. You will see that it is instant, just like Google Docs.
You have test Google.
So you can see what you can do.
Is that yours or mine?
That's mine. I deleted it.
Ah, mm.
Yes. So here you are. So just you type the name of the branch, the headline for the branch. Okay, and you could change from here. You see that arrow there? If I write something,
The blue one.
characters, for example, characters. So here I can change the size of the text.
Ah, okay.
I can make it bold, italic, insert a link, an image, search for icons. That's a cool thing.
It's clear.
Okay, right. Okay, now I'm back to the
Oh.
room.
Okay, I try to write setting.
So about adding
How can I
branches,
delete, Hayfa?
you see how it works.
Delete.
You also right click on the mouse, and a circle will. I will share again. You right click with the mouse on the branch, on the top of the branch and part of the branch. You see that plus button? I click on it. Not click on it. I toggle it and click with the right.
Wait,
Right click with the mouse. There is the delete branch. You can drag to another branch. You can link this branch with another one, for example, to make relationships clear, for example. You can also change color of the branch. Okay. You can, what can we do?
It's clear, yes.
Commands, huh? Sorry? It is
What
clear.
about the chat? The chat button. Yeah, it is clear.
Yes,
What about the
the
chat
chat
button?
button.
Where can I find
Okay,
it? Chat.
so here, um, somewhere here. Where is it?
We can find it somewhere. I will find it somewhere. I will
Voila.
check it.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
look
it
for
is
it.
there. There it is.
No worries.
In the quotes part, near the avatars, here,
This part.
at the right here. You see it? Also, you can see
Najma.
previous version,
Yes.
Najwa. What is important is that we can see
Yes.
previous versions, and maybe if something wrong happened accidentally, for example, a student has deleted the word, you can view the history here and just find out. You see that 4 minutes earlier, the document was empty, and now this is the version. And you can make a copy of that version. So we can see how the work is progressing and who is doing what. Okay? Is that okay? So, do you have? Yeah. I saw also while students were making their accounts, a new features probably. I didn't see it before. Choosing concept maps and mind maps. Concept maps are different from mind maps. Concept maps are used uh, for reviewing, for example, for summarizing documents and ideas. So here we are using the mind map, not the, yes. Ah, great, great. Hi, Ramela. Hmm? Okay.
Ah, that's interesting.
Welcome, Ramila. Hi.
Hmm.
Ramila, we've been discussing. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, that's interesting.
Great.
Okay, it's great.
Um,
Good, thank you.
so, Ramila, I allowed you the mic. You can join us in the discussion. So, if you have any inquiries, we still have time. We were talking about how our students are going to work. I think your students are primary school students, right?
Sure. Hello? Hello, Hi, Ramila. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Okay.
Haifa, Ramila has joined
Ramila,
now. Ramila has
we are
joined.
going to finish the project by the end of April. Mm-hmm. And this is the last
She's
phase.
Yeah,
she's
of
connected
course.
to her mobile, I think.
Sure.
Yes, I guess.
Hello, Marie.
Okay.
Hi, Ramila.
And
Please hold on.
will you contribute?
Nice to meet you too.
You and
Okay.
contribute to that?
So, Ramila, we said that we are going to finish the project by the end of April.
With great pleasure.
And this is the last phase of writing the collaborative stories.
I will brief you about what we
Sorry.
agreed on.
Okay. And will you contribute? Will you and your students contribute to that phase?
Okay. Well, so we said that the students are going to use Kogo.
Great. Okay. So I will brief you about what we agreed on, and see what you can do and what you want to know more about the work procedure.
It is a collaborative mind
Well,
mapping.
so we said that the students are going to use
Share my
Kaggle
screen with you and talk at the same time.
and Kaggle.
So this is what it is. What Toggle is.
Thank you.
So can you
Thank
send
you.
me?
Hi,
or
Ramila.
probably you are
It is a collaborative mind mapping tool.
use the same
I will
mind
share my screen with you and talk at the same time.
the story.
So this is what it is,
Can contribute at the same
what
time.
Kaggle is.
They can chat here, for example.
So can you send me, or probably you are using your mobile. So students can use the same mind map
Session that's going
to
on.
brainstorm about
Also,
the story.
students can invite their teachers, their team members.
Students can contribute at the same time.
Plus button
They can chat
via
here, for
email,
example.
invite them via mail.
Hello. All right. Hello. And you see the thread of discussion that's going on.
To you.
Also, students can invite their teachers, their team members from this
Back to the
button,
screen.
here plus button.
Okay. They will also
Via email, they invite them via mail.
for editing their story, for drafting the story. Using
And
Google Docs
it is easy to use.
Okay. There is an echo.
I'm back to the screen. Yeah.
Instead of OneNote,
Okay. They will also use another tool
version of
for
the work on
for editing their story, for drafting the stories. They will be using Google Docs and not OneNote.
not known by most of the teachers.
Okay, there is an echo.
So this will waste time as we are running out of
So instead of OneNote, because we started to make a version of the work on OneNote and decided that the last minute that we will not use it since it is not known by most of the teachers and the students. So this will waste time as we are running out of time because we need to end by April. End of April. So we said that the first week of April is for brainstorming the story. The second week is for the first draft. And the third week is for revision and editing. The last week is about writing, putting the stories into Mad Mags, and probably after that we will have some presentations about the work that the students did together. Okay, this is one thing, and
It is not a problem.
there is something that I forgot to mention.
I think could imagine the story with other students.
So do you have questions?
So your students can contribute to that. If your students are young, for example, and do not really master English.
Activities.
They are 15 years old.
No problem. It is not a problem. So the most important thing, students I think could imagine the story with other students.
15 years old children.
So your students can contribute to that. If your students are young, for example, and do not really master English.
More information about stories.
How old?
And brainstorming.
15.
That's great.
Okay, so great then.
At the primary school. No.
Right, so I thought.
I have different classes from young learners till the
11th, 10th grade students.
Okay, great. That's good. Good. So,
That's great. I thought you were teaching a primary school, at a primary school.
your
So this works well. So
to the group they want to join to write the story. They write their names, their country, their school,
okay,
and their email, so that we invite them to the documents they need to work on.
Okay.
great. That's great.
Students
Good.
are grouped
So I shared the document spreadsheet. I will share it again here in the chat. Your students can add their names to the group they want to join to write the stories. They write their names, their country, their school, and their email, so that we invite them to the documents they need to work on.
Stories?
Students are grouped according to the SDGs goals.
Am I right?
Okay, so the story that is going to be written
get inspired from that goal.
has a theme, one of the SDGs themes,
Problem in their community or in the world.
and students,
Imagine some solution or
sorry,
action that the hero of the story would take to make the word
the students are going to get inspired from that goal,
That's it. So
find a problem in their community or in the world,
Mm-hmm.
imagine some solutions or actions that the hero of the story would take to make the world a better place according to the goal they had chosen.
be collaborative. So each one.
That's it. So first they will brainstorm the story, the skeleton of the story in the Kaggle,
So a question my students asked: how long is
the mind map,
going to be?
and then according to that skeleton,
Time.
Mm-hmm.
We have a
they will write their story in the Google Doc. So it's going to be collaborative. So each one, when they can find time, they carry on writing the story. So a question my student asked: how long is the story going to be?
They must write their
So it depends first on time we have available, and also the amount of work the students are willing to
here the last
give
question.
invest in the project, in the writing.
To write their own solutions to these problems.
Yes.
So this is it, I think. I will share with you
Yes.
the link.
In the Kaggle mind map, what they will find a Kaggle mind map. Or
Sorry, I didn't hear the last question.
try again. With the goal of the SDGs, one of the goals they chosen,
Yes.
and choose characters.
Yes. So in the Kaggle mind map, what they will find a Kaggle mind map, or they will probably create a Kaggle mind map.
So that everybody know what
Hi again.
what
With the goal
that they are going to
of the SDGs,
change or
one of the goals they chosen,
to have.
and choose characters,
They know what is the story.
events, create some events,
Relate all the information, use the information.
and create a mission for the characters, so that everybody know what is the mission, what is the thing that they are going to fight for or change, or the solution to have, so that when they write they know what is the story.
So other students also maybe
They just relate all the information, use the information from the Kaggle to develop that story.
they could
So most of the creative work is gonna happen on the Kaggle. So that's really the most important phase for brainstorming and having the ideas for the story.
Okay.
design a
So other students also, maybe probably younger students, would need to illustrate. So if some students aren't good enough at writing, they could illustrate some scenes from the story or sketch some
Sorry.
pictures, illustrations,
So, yeah,
Hi.
design a book cover, for example, for the book.
another question.
So it depends on the student's level of English, students also interest,
Could we make our students meet Ramila?
yeah, and skill, perfectly.
Could we make our students meet?
Me?
Yes.
So,
Yes, of
yeah,
we have
do we
other
have
students
other
in our
questions?
class, and we can.
That is one of the questions that was
Could we make our students meet Ramila?
Welcome, Victoria.
Could we make our students meet? Yes.
One of the questions that was asked by my student this morning and this afternoon also.
That is one of the questions that was asked by, also Victoria has joined us. Welcome, Victoria.
Discuss probably with the other students, how could we do that technically, for example? So
One of the questions that was asked by my student this morning and this afternoon also
or chat on the Google Docs probably also,
is, can we discuss probably with the other students, how could we do that technically, for example?
and their methods of work, the time they are going to work on the document, etc.
So I told them they could ask for a meeting on the 25th probably, or
For each
chat on the Google Docs probably also, because they need to
the thing
negotiate
I forgot
their work
to you, Ramila,
and their methods of work, the time they are going to work on the document, etc.
as teachers.
So they need to, probably we can create a forum
Will be many groups.
for each go.
Be a lot of work for one teacher to supervise all the groups.
Let's organize a meeting.
Okay. And the thing that I forgot to say to you, Ramila, is
If you can
that we will share responsibility as teachers,
also supervise, I will make a list and you
because there will be many groups, and it would be a lot of work for one teacher to supervise all the groups.
you will be invited by the students
So we will share the work,
to the Kaggle document that
and I don't know if you can choose who are the students or the groups you want to supervise. I will make a list, and you choose the groups you want to supervise. Share your name and students. You will be invited by the students
But I
through,
have
to the Kaggle document, the mind map, and to the document on Google Docs, so that they have teachers at reach if they need some help, or if we see that the students are making mistakes, drawing their attention to that mistake so that they review.
are going to
well, I had 30, but now the number is
So that's it.
the number is less now.
You have only 10 students.
15.
Are they all going to participate? Okay. You have 5. Great.
Because I had a lot, and then the number
Well, I had 30, but now the number is
and they could not handle the project with the work they
the number is less now.
the clubs and their sports activity, etc.
Almost 15.
7 students, great. So we could manage to have at
More or less,
one
because I had a lot, and then the number had decreased because the students have a lot of work and they could not handle the project with the work they already had, the clubs and their sports activity, etc.
one group and joined by 2 other international students.
7 students, great. So we could manage to have at least
I can have my students
one international student in 13.
because we are from the same country. One student
So, for example, I have many students. My students could be 3 in one group and joined by 2 other international students from different nationalities. Or I can have my students joined by Najwa's, and because we are from the same country, one student from my class, another student from Najwa's class. That makes 2 students from Tunisia from different schools. And also I'm teaching in 2 schools, so I have students from mixed schools, joined by other students from other international teams or groups. So the criteria to select the group is, I said earlier, is the goal chosen by the student. So I shared here. Yes. Yes.
No, it won't. It won't. So many students have chosen. We will divide them. We will divide them, Najwa. They won't make one group. That's too much.
No, it won't. It won't. So many students have chosen.
On the number of students per group.
Yes. Yes, we will divide them. We will divide them, Najwa. They won't make one group. That's too much.
We can add. That's a draft.
So let's agree on a limit, on a number of students per group first.
Change that.
Five or six?
Allow Victoria.
We can add. That's a draft that I made. It is a draft, Najwa, that I made. Okay. We can change that.
Haifa, I have a question here.
Victoria, do you know? Is your mic allowed, Victoria?
Okay, so what if the students, I mean, all the students are from the same country? For example, they work on the same on one story, on the same story. What if they are all Tunisian, for example, or it won't be an international team? For instance, I've just checked the link. There are students who would like to work on education, I think, or they are all from Tunisia.
How many groups? It depends on the number of the SDGs goals chosen by students.
Check group. Excuse me.
And I think we do not need to work on all the
Yes.
goals. That what we said with Mariella.
You mean against their wish?
How many groups? It depends on the number of the SDGs goals chosen by students.
Would you add them to the link?
There are, I think there are 5 spaces.
And I think we do not need to work on all the goals. That what we said with Mariella earlier.
Okay, okay. Now, can you hear me now? Can you hear?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, could you add them to the link to the spreadsheet, or make a list of the goals the students have chosen with their emails, so that we can add them to their group later.
Good.
Because
I think I need to modify
The volume low, eh?
the spreadsheet I shared here.
okay.
Is it better now?
Could you?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So I have joined the meeting a bit later.
Yeah.
What do we need to decide now?
Great. Okay.
What do we need to decide now?
Perfect.
I have 7 students. They have chosen 3 goals,
decide about
and now we need to form international groups.
I have 7 students, and now we need to
So they enter that link and they form international groups. They join the group with which they would like to discuss that goal, right?
and they form international group. Yeah. They join the group with which they would like to discuss that goal, right? Well, when I created that document first, I thought about including, dividing my students according to the script that they created. They chose goals and made some videos about the goals they have chosen. But then I thought that other students might want to choose the same goals, and I share the document so that you know how to divide your students into goals, which information is required, etc. So I just included 5 cells in the table. So I need to modify that document so that other students might join, or probably change, divide the students, because many students of mine have chosen goal 16, which is strong justice and strong institutions, I think. And it is too much. It is a large group. They cannot work together. So obviously they are going to be divided into 2 or 3 groups and joined by other students who have chosen that same goal. Okay. So to be practical. So that's what you need to do now. I will arrange something else. So you just send me the emails of your students if you agree, of course, because these are private information. Mariella sent me a list of emails with the names of students and the goals they have chosen, and I added them with my students to groups. Yes. Okay. Or we can create another document, another empty document with the goals, most of the goals chosen by the students, and just add students to a list. So what do you say?
I think I do not have a lot of students. I will ask them which goals they prefer, and I will give you their email addresses. Yes. Yes.
Obviously, they are your students, and I know the school information. The age of the students, they are secondary school students, right?
Yes, they are ninth formers in the 9th year at school.
Ninth formers in the 9th year at school. That year? 14.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 13, 14.
Yes. 13, 14. Also, we discussed about different students' interests and skills, and you said that some students which are not do not have the English, which do not have a good level of English, might choose to go, for example, illustration of the story, or also a book cover for the story. So if you know that your students are skilled at drawing, for example, or do not master English and they want to do something else, please do not hesitate to mention that.
Okay.
I will be sharing the recording so that all the teachers
Yes.
review it, other teachers review it and know what are our decisions. Also, we agreed that we will work on Google Docs, Victoria. And
Yes.
Marco.
So decide about what, Victoria?
Is that better?
Yeah, it's good. This week we have spring holidays. So I can only ask my students the next week. They come
Yeah.
back to school. Okay?
The next week, they come back to school.
Yes.
On the 8th,
The most important thing is that one group. Yeah.
14
Yeah.
days, I think.
What I said earlier, that we will be working
Well, when I created that document first, I thought about including, dividing my students according to the flip grid they created, in which they chose goals and made some videos about the goals they have chosen. But then I thought that other students might want to choose the same goals, and I shared the document so that you know how to divide your students into goals, which information is required, etc. So I just included 5 cells in the table. So I need to modify that document so that other students might join, or probably change, divide the students, because many students of mine have chosen goal 16, which is strong justice and strong institutions, I think. And it is too much. It is a large group. They cannot work together. So obviously they are going to be divided into 2 or 3 groups and joined by other students who have chosen that same goal.
what I can say, this is a great project for me and an ambitious project for me. It means a lot. This is my first
Okay, so to be practical, so that's what you need to do now. I will arrange something else. So you just send me the emails of your students, if you agree, of course, because these are private information. Mariella sent me a list of the emails with the names of students and the goals they have chosen, and I added them with my students to groups. Okay. Or we can create another document, another empty document with the goals, most of the goals chosen by the students, and add students to a list.
So I almost had their
So what do you say?
had their consent or agreement, so that she sent me the student her student list and goals, and start to work from next week. So that's all I have to say. If you have other questions, you are welcome. Yeah, that's the most important.
Mhm.
The most important thing. Now, our students.
Okay. Okay. So students' names and email addresses and goals chosen. So I need these 3 information, and obviously they are your student, and I know the school, etc. The school information. The age of the students, they are secondary school students, right?
Next Wednesday, we said we will arrange for that. So I hope that we can arrange for a meeting for 2 partners.
That is 14, huh? Okay.
It will, hopefully, it will. I'm positive.
Okay. Yes. Also, we discussed before you join us. We discussed about different students' interests and skills, and we said that some students, which are not, which do not master English, which do not have a good level of English, might choose to draw, for example, the illustrations of the story, or also a book cover for the story. So if you know that your students are skilled at drawing, for example, or do not master English and they want to do something else, please do not hesitate to mention that.
their country and make presentations about their
I will be sharing the recording so that all the teachers will review or view it. Other teachers will view it and know what are our decisions.
be our guest so that we can present.
Also, we agreed that we will work on Google Docs, Victoria, and not OneNote.
Yeah, it could be Throughout or any other presentation. Making
Is that better?
presentation orally, students coming and presenting what they know about that country, or making a game using tables, etc.
Uh-huh.
The possibilities are endless. So it's just the purpose matters.
Okay. But the problem is that we are... Yes, happy Easter then.
I don't know if you have or inquiries.
What I said earlier, that we will be working till the end of April, and we divided the work during the 4 weeks of April. So we are going to start to work, and probably your students may join later, according to the groups they have chosen or to the goals they have chosen. So it is okay. This week or next week probably. So the week that is coming, the first week of April, will be dedicated to brainstorming, making the mind maps on Google, and the second week of April, writing the first draft. Third week of April is going to be for reviewing and editing and revision, and the last week would be to write, would be dedicated to writing or sharing the stories on MadMag with the illustrations, etc. So I hope that you will be committed during that month. This is our last phase, and this is really the culmination of a whole work of a whole year of work. And what I can say, this is a great project for me and an ambitious project for me. It means a lot. This is my first project also as a founder, and I hope it succeeds.
If you think that or it is better.
Yeah. So I rely on you. So I cannot achieve this by my own. So this is the collaborative story, really. This is the collaborative phase of the story or the project. So,
maybe the length of the story.
Maria, I think, has some health issues. She cannot be working with us. And that's it. Lucina from Armenia told me that she's going to be working with us also. So I almost had their consent or agreement, so that she sent me her student list and goals.
Let's wait until
We can start to work from next week, hopefully. So that's all I have to say. If you have other questions, you are welcome.
what about? I mean, is it a tale?
Yes, that's most important. The most important
Are they
thing
going to write a
up
tale
to
or
now.
what
Our
kind of story?
students, I met with Maria's students from Portugal. I met with also Mariela's students live. We know your students, Victoria, but it wasn't live. We hope that it would be live.
My students
So
ask me this
I was planning with Najwa to meet next Friday, next Wednesday. We said we will arrange for that. So I hope that we can arrange for a meeting at least for two partners, even separately. It doesn't matter that we are all together in one meeting, but at least let's make our students meet each other at least once. Great. And at the end, we will be having some presentation of the work
Grandmaster
they did.
should be a tale. Normally.
Yeah, because this is part of the dissemination. Students should exchange some information about their countries, etc. They made presentations, but they did not perform to other
Well, they
students.
can
They
envision
did
the
not
story.
tell other students about their country.
taking care of her career.
This is part also of any cultural project, collaborative cultural project, is that students should
Okay,
uh,
free then.
talk about their country, make presentations about their own country, and know about other countries they are working on. So we made that activity at the beginning of the year, and would be happy if some other classes would be our guests, so that we can present that work.
These things are kind of taboos or you can
Yeah, it could be through Kahoot or any other presentation, making other presentation orally, students coming and presenting what they know about that country, or making a game using Kahoot, etc. So the possibilities are endless. So it's just the purpose that matters.
trying to help other girls to overcome their
Uh, I don't know if you have questions or inquiries.
imagine after what will happen in their story.
Yeah. Okay.
Length
Thank
of
you.
the story.
Thank you, Haifa, for explaining everything.
It
Thank
shouldn't
you for
be.
your
I
effort
think it shouldn't be because
organizing
first
everything.
thing, we don't have time.
We hope our students
to
will
let the
organize
students
our
really,
students in teams.
write a
We
long
will
story.
discuss how to work
Um,
on
I don't
collaborative
know,
stories,
my
and
students
I
told
think
me
they
about
will
10
manage.
pages. It depends. So let's see what they are able to do in 1 week.
For the students that are working
Yes.
on the same goal, so there they will discuss with each other. We will
So that's it.
communicate with each other about the issues that they are facing or something that doesn't work or any other. Okay?
I don't.
Should every student
I really
mention his name in that
don't know.
story?
It should be. I think it should be a tale. Since we said that it is a grandma story, it will be a tale. So
As a character or as author, as an author?
I don't know. I don't have an answer really. So what do you suggest?
Should students write their names in the
I didn't
story?
think about that.
Should students write their names in the story?
Okay. Yeah. So, but if I mean, if you think that, or it is better to write stories that are tales. Okay. Well, grandmas can tell different stories, and who knows? Maybe in 2080s, grandmas will change their habits.
But yeah, if you don't
Or
have any suggestions to that, because it's a collaborative story, it's not one.
I don't know, Najwa. I do not really want to, limit the students. We don't. Yeah, yeah, stories, and there is a purpose. There is an educational purpose in that story. That's the most important thing. One of the goals as a team, there is a clear mission, and they project themselves. So they write about
Yes.
our epoch or our era in which we are living, and project themselves to the future, saying that things have changed and how they have changed those things. So they are really going to focus on a problem of real life, a problem in the world or in their community, and try to imagine a solution. For example, this morning, one of the students who were working on gender equality, she was talking about girls who were raped and were treated by society not as victims but rather as guilty. Those girls are feeling guilty despite the fact that they are victims. They are being badly treated by society, and they raised an issue by one artist. She's Keisha, I think. She's a singer. She's American, who was violated by her director or someone who was taking care of her career, and she decided to speak about that and how she felt guilty and how she was ashamed of herself, and then all of a sudden she decided to speak out. And I don't know how you treat these issues with your students. Do your students talk about that or not? Because I don't know if in some school there is these things are kind of taboos, or you can talk about this. So this is one of the things that they wanted to raise in their story. So they will work in favor of this code in their story. So they said that one of the girls who were raped would speak out and be the advocate, trying to help other girls to overcome those accidents, and
One more question, Haifa.
they will imagine after
Excuse
what
me, one more
what will
question.
happen in their story.
Now, who will start the story? Who will start